let's see if we are back. Hopefully we are. I am so sorry, y'all. This is not going great. But I'm actually making progress on this thing, and we still have a call with Tommy later, so it doesn't make any sense to just give up. Okay. So, hopefully folks can hear me. All right. Yeah, we had a particularly bad storm with some intense lightning in the middle of the night, and a lot of times the day after, they end up having to do maintenance on things that got screwed up, like if a tree fell on a cable line or things like that. So as a result, because like we don't have our internet cables in this part of Nashville, and I can say this vaguely because this is true of most of Nashville. The cable wires are not buried. They are running on poles just like everything else. And so when we have a bunch of trees come down overnight, it makes a lot of problems. Okay, so let's keep working. Hopefully, I'm leaving the setting up stream sign up because I don't know if the internet's going to go back down. Also, just as a quick reminder, I should probably mention that this is a viewer-supported stream. We are $20 away from our first Facecam expansion milestone, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, dun dun dun. Morning, Pearl. Okay, make sure we got our status set here. Okay, so let's think about what we're doing here. Okay, so right before the internet went out again, I was going to start on getting this top curve in here. We probably want to have this go something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Or maybe even 2, 1, 1, 2. Whoops, that wasn't 2. 3, 4. How close to the top are we? Can we see that? Yeah, that's not a good natural arc there. That needs to be more circular, but it does, we're at least conveying the idea of what we're trying to do here. Okay. So, core concept. We have this roughly sorted out like so. We're really freehanding this. This is just absolute nonsense in a lot of ways. So let's say that we have the captive ball is here. And we have... So the captive ball, if we have like a post that holds it in place here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chow Yan says, I feel the best pinball tables are made this way. Not at all. This is, nobody does this. Nobody freehands a pinball table in Minecraft. It's not how Jack Danger designed Foo Fighters. I'm nearly certain of it. But, okay. So. Okay, so I'm just thinking about how this is going to work here. So, we have this coming up here. Bum, bum, bum. This will actually also follow the curve once we figure out this curve better, so we're going to leave that open for right now. But we're going to hint at the idea of it turning by just not capping it. Okay. So let's put our captive ball then here. So the captive ball will rest right here. And then we'll have a target for it to hit. No, this is too close. It needs to have room. We're marking where the captive ball is going to go with the amethysts, because the captive ball is the ultraviolet light target, and we're representing ultraviolet light objectives with we're representing the ultraviolet light objectives with the amethysts at the moment. Okay. We're not planning the elytra course, we're planning the play field. The elytra course will deal with the play field, the cabinet, and the back box. So this would then hit a stand-up target further up. Like so. We can remove those for the time being. And let's fly to a bed. Looks like somebody else is already going to bed, but that's fine. We don't want phantoms anyway. Okay. Okay, so when we look at it on here, we can now see the infrared target rollovers, the blue that'll lead us up here to where the pops are. We're going to have the spinner for the gamma ray target up here somehow. I haven't figured out exactly how. Okay. The buttons are currently leaves, Gideon. We've got them marked with the leaves. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, we're building a mock-up kind of, or in place. Zhao Yan, thank you for our first tip of the stream of 20, who writes, I hope it helps. It certainly does. It has been a very challenging year financially so far. And every little bit helps, believe me. It is... We definitely are buoyed by the renewed interest in the Patreon, thanks to the Tumblr folks, but we're not out of the woods at all. At all. So thank you so much, Jiao Yan, for the first tip of the stream. Here we go. Please direct your attention to slot 9, where I'm putting the hut in the hot bar, so I can say howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. Okay. So, yeah, that'll kind of probably stretch this way a little bit. Mm-hmm. So then from up here, let's come back and look at this another way. Okay, we don't, that's too hard, or too steep a drop off there, or whatever. So these are definitely going away. Wow, that map goes really fast for breaking leaves. Okay. Honestly, this isn't very far to knock that ball either. Okay. Tommy says, ready for a call. Well, let's go ahead and have that call then, Tommy. Hello, can you hear me?
Howdy, Joe.
Okay, howdy. Let me switch to not push to talk real quick. Voice activity. Woo! Oh, howdy, Tommy. Now you can hear me, hopefully, consistently.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay, that's most relieving. I am glad. So, what are the haps?
All right. So there's a little less in this newsletter compared to last week, since last week we had all the information about the changes coming to the newsletter and thanking all the new Patreon subs. So
Mm-hmm.
it feels a bit sparse, but the
Did you
first
see that
section
I put some stuff in the next quarter new meeting since last week?
since last week. Let me
Yeah.
see.
I don't know if it shows up with a new timestamp because I like revised the.
Oh, you edited it. Okay, I will append that to the agenda because that's the first heading I have in the newsletter.
Yeah. This is arguably um because because we're looking at a total shift for the business,
Mm-hmm.
and basically I'm going to keep trying to make art the way I've always been trying to make art, but this is the first time that we're setting real goals
Right.
since the pandemic hit. uh I think we really want to hit home that like there's some major changes coming at this August 19th meeting,
Yes.
and these aren't all decisions that have been fully made. These are decisions that we want feedback on. But like, if you can make it, please do. If you can't, please provide feedback. You'll notice I put like a bunch of feedback channels. If you, even if well, honestly, even if you can make it, if you have thoughts about any of these things, please put feedback in the channels in advance of the meeting, and then also after the meeting, like based on what you
Yes.
hear there, because like we're gonna be making some big changes, but I want them to be informed by the community. Um, so yeah,
And as always, we will have a VOD minutes available.
yes,
Okay, so after the agenda, I have the Minecraft server section. It's just the DS9 event schedule. I just wanted to give you a reminder, Joe, that the Everstorm is due to reset next week on the 13th, I believe we agreed upon.
yes.
Cool. And we have the parade on the 19th, as well as petitions
Mm-hmm.
and the meeting. And then the last parade we have scheduled
Um,
is September 23rd. So we've got time.
Make sure that you mention when you cite petitions on the 19th that that's also petitions and launch of the next multi-month build contest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because this is also arguably one of the most important petitions to attend for people who are interested in. Basically, I'm going to be testing some things in the last few months of season 9,
Mm-hmm.
and on the next few Everstorms that I want to use possibly in season 10.
Okay.
And there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of criticism about how the season 9 launch went. And I'm hoping to incorporate some of that into my plan or plans, but uh, I want to. The world has also changed a lot in the last year and a half, 2 years by the time
Yes.
this. So I also don't want to be responding to everything with 2-year-old information and feedback, you know.
That's fair.
So yeah. So some of the stuff I have planned in response to that feedback from the season 9 launch like 2 years ago now, I'm gonna test out um, between incorporating elements of what I want to test into the build contest and incorporating elements of what I want to test into the Everstorm servers between now and the launch. And so
Sure.
I want to tell people that in detail for the first time at the build contest announcement on the 19th.
And are you having feedback open at the announcement or only like post announcement and like in a channel?
We will be open to. We have an hour set aside.
Nice.
Like if we don't use that whole hour, that's fine. But if people have feedback to provide during that hour, that is their hour as far as I'm concerned. I set that time aside for the
Gotcha.
purposes of getting feedback. Realistically though, I know when people hear something for the first time, they might need to chew on it. So we also do
Right.
have the channels. I'm probably going to, depending on what the feedback we get at that meeting, I might break out some more detailed feedback channels as well in the Joe Hills meta. I know not everybody loves having that many channels, but it really makes a huge difference for how able I am to reference things later and find things later.
That's
And
organized for you.
it's built around my workflow, and I know that that's not helpful for everybody else. But if if you want me to truly listen to you and act on it, I need to put it in a way that is easy for me to find and act on. So
It makes sense to me.
yeah.
One day we'll have a feedback channel, and that'll
Oh
be the
my
best.
god. I am gonna get so much feedback about there being too many feedback channels. But like it just really, the more narrow the scope of each one is, the easier it is for me to reference things when I'm brainstorming or when I'm looking to make changes. And
Yes.
so I'm genuinely trying to do something helpful to people, or for people there.
Besides, like a lot of them, I think the people like the biggest issue is soonest not knowing which channel is the most appropriate, but that's not a major
That's
issue.
not a major issue either. Because, like, the thing is, if I'm trying to solve something that has some overlap or think about something that has some overlap, I'm going to look at all of them that overlap the concept anyway. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So, as long as you get it in the neighborhood, we're fine. Is kind of how I see it. Um, so yeah, I'm not too concerned there.
Cool. Okay. Then the next section I have is the pinball tournaments. Toxic needs to stop winning. I'm sick of no.
I really tried to stay ahead of Toxic last week, and I couldn't do it. I had one or two really good games of Whirlwind, but I just
Mhm.
couldn't get the consistent millions jackpot shot that you need for a good score on that game. This upcoming week is Junkyard, which is kind of a wild one. Oh, Lakshmi13, congrats! You actually you jumped up in the rankings quite a bit. You got second
Woohoo!
last week, I think. You passed me, so. Yeah, for anybody.
Love to see it.
Yeah, I'm really. I gotta say, though, I'm really excited about how learning how to use this tournament software has worked. Um, like the let's see, yeah, being able to see like the overall series scores and stuff like that has been really helpful. I'm posting a link to that match play tournament link in the chat there for anybody who's curious. But yeah, you can see that Lakshmi13 had some okay showings, first and second one. Third and fourth tournaments, not so great. But then the fifth one coming back with a second place, jumping up to sixth overall in the rankings for the whole Patreon server. Pretty
Oh,
awesome.
I see.
So, yeah, I really like how this data is presented. This is a cool way to do this, and I'm excited for it. And this is also software that I'm learning how to use so that, in theory, we could host informal tournaments or something at arcades, at meetups, or events in the future,
Ooh.
which we're not ready to do that yet. But
But that's exciting to get these pieces in place now.
yeah, like everything I'm doing, like I've, you know, sometimes people get frustrated because they feel like I move too slow on stuff. But it's like I've been doing streaming since 2008. I've been doing YouTube since 2011. I'm going to be doing this stuff for another several decades. So sometimes certain things are going to be a slow burn. That's just, I'm
You've
not
been
in a
streaming
hurry.
for 15 years?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've been streaming longer than I've been playing Minecraft.
That's older than some people in the fan base. Did you know that?
I did, but please don't post your ages in chat because I'll have to ban you.
Oh,
Uh,
true.
so let's not have that conversation, Tommy. Um, but yeah, this is, yeah. So anyway, I'm
Well,
really
I have
happy.
the tournament standings linked in the newsletter.
Okay, thank you.
And then the next section I have is HermitCraft 9 videos.
Okay.
Then we have this is the first question I have for the upcoming stream schedule. Do I still have to type out the schedule, or can I just link to the joehills.net/soon
I was
page?
gonna say let's get in the habit of just linking to that.
Sure thing.
I was gonna say if you had already typed it up, I wasn't gonna make you delete it this week, but I was gonna suggest we make a note for next week not to
Yeah, no,
bother. So
I was preemptively like, I don't have to type all this actually,
no,
so I
we're on
won't.
the same page. We're on the same page there.
Cool. Okay, and then next is the notable stream section. I have the V Rising and Crafts with Cleo's linked. Am I also going to link the Shakespeare VOD?
That wasn't so unlike Dracula, like where we have like chapter one, chapter two. That was like more of a
Mhm.
warm up VOD.
Okay.
We didn't actually read the whole first act, and I didn't have the voices pinned down. That was just practice.
Okay.
So we're not gonna count that.
Sure. Okay. Then after that, I just have the upcoming convention section. Am I still keeping the same information there, or am I also just linking to the soon page again?
I think that because that information changes less frequently,
Keep it in?
keep it in for now. We'll revisit that, but like I mean honestly, even with the monthly thing, because people might search their email for the names of the events or whatever.
Hmm.
Once we start emailing these out to people, I think we're gonna want to keep those in.
Okay. Makes sense to me. And that's all the sections.
Okay. Um,
Unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
I don't think so. I think we covered petitions also being a build contest launch. We
Mm-hmm.
covered the being new business that we're gonna
Right.
definitely want to talk about. Um, I
And
think
pinball.
yeah, pinball. I don't have anything too exciting this week, kind of
That's a good
public
thing.
facing because it's the first week of school, and so like this week is kind of reserved for like personal stuff for all intents and
Yes.
purposes. So it's not surprising. I don't think there's anything wrong that we don't have a ton to talk about. You
No,
know.
I think that's good. Having a nice slow week now for a busy week within the next 2 weeks is fine with me.
Yeah, I think that all is as it should be here. So,
All right. Well,
okay.
I'll make the needed changes and I will post it.
Great. Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate that. And we will talk again next Monday, the 14th, I suppose.
How exciting.
Indeed. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Tommy. I will catch you later.
Bye, Joe. Bye, stream.
Bye. Disconnecting from the call. Welcome, San. Glad you could join us. Welcome, Klumily. Glad you could join us as well. We were just on the phone with that Tommy boy, helping get my newsletter out the door. We are working this morning on the rough layout of the pinball machine. We're kind of penciling it in here, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead. We want to make sure there's more than one ball space between the pop bumpers. Let me pull up some layouts though. Well, there's not really a strong incentive for that, is there? Because I mean, really, I think we're just gonna kind of, if we're just kind of feeling things out right now, this is enough space between there for there to be. Yeah, let's just throw some things down. Let's just throw some things down and see how they fall. We've been dallying on this part of the project for a long time, and it's not like, oh, I can just run entirely on intuition, but like, I can definitely run. I've done enough thinking about it that intuition isn't necessarily unfounded. Okay, so there's a second pop bumper. That doesn't look wrong. That doesn't feel instinctively wrong to me. I like there being a way that you can get the ball into the pops. Boom, 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 boom. Da 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 da. And maybe, yeah. So let's get another pop up here. A little bit offset there. We don't want them to all be. We want there to be some overlap. A little. Well, not too much though. Zhao Yan tips 10 and says, thank you, Joe, for all the signed cards. I'm so excited about signing those, Zhao Yan. I am very, very pumped. That was our second tip of the stream, both from Zhao Yan. Thank you so much, Zhao Yan, for your support. If anyone else would like to chip in and support the show, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I am super excited about the cards. I cannot wait to actually go play the TCG with fans, too. Getting to do meetups at pinball places has been a real treat. So adding the TCG as an IRL option is also going to be great. Okay, whoops. So then here. Yep. Okay, this is good. Now, there is an argument for a fourth pop bumper, and I'm not sure about it. But, yeah, okay. Let's go down and lay our heads down and dream below. We've probably got about another half hour left in the stream. Now that my daughter's home, school starts later this week, but she's still here today. And I've got the TCG Tuesday got moved to Monday. So I need to take a lunch break and make sure that she's all set for the afternoon. Welcome, Chloe the Great and Powerful. So we're going to have a hard stop in about a half hour, so I can spend some time with my daughter before getting back to work for our TCG Tuesday moved to Monday. Yeah, we could do more of an offset, but this isn't terrible. Welcome, Tomu. Glad you could join us. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, school starts in early August in Nashville. NJ says, remember the creeper figure box we had you sign at too many games? I do not, NJ. I sign a lot of things. I remember meeting you and Vin at too many games, but I don't remember what you had in your hands. That's not the sort of thing my brain keeps track of. Sorry. But I'm assuming it's relevant to... But I believe you, so whatever relevance it has to the story you're trying to tell, I am happy to hear you out on it. Okay, so if we have a shot that comes up from here, and then up and around as well, that's going to look real good. I brought it with me to Arizona to the meetup to get Impulse to sign it, who said, oh yeah, I need to practice this. Oh, nice. Yeah, he needs to practice signing things too, I guess. Yeah, you're probably right. You know what? Actually, this shot here should probably be more steep. It's okay to have some dead space in the machine, because the geometry matters. Oops, we wanted that one actually, though. Looks a little derpy right now, but I think it'll look good on the actual thing here. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Yeah, so coming off the left flipper, coming up, we need to round it a little bit. And we need to We need to put in a post right there-ish, I think. And then we'll have the spinner. Although I kind of like not having a post, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to have a post there. So if we don't want to have a post there, we need to have a post somewhere up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Schools don't start there until September 5th. Wow, Chloe. Yeah, that's way later. So the big thing is in Tennessee, they want the semester. They don't want to have the semester, like up north in a lot of places where schools start in September. You don't finish the first half of the school year and do your final exams for your first half until January. And so this way, you're done with all your finals before Christmas, is the idea. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. This is wide enough for a ball to fall through, but we might want to move it up higher anyway. One, two. Lakshmi13 says, I always thought it was about enjoying the time off from school when the weather was nicest. Well, the thing is, in Tennessee, you can't really go outside in August anyway. So they don't really consider that like a loss of usable time. Okay, so for the slime, for the spinner, how wide did we go on that one over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We went 9 wide. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 10. What's that? Okay, so let's bring it down to 9. DJ Sanborn Sand tips 2 and writes, ooh woo. Well, thank you very much, DJ Sanborn Sand. That's going to get us 8 away from our second face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Jiao Yun says, for a flying hermit to pass through at top rocket speeds, it seems wide enough. Yeah, that's actually something that we can demo real quick. So the starting point for the electric course would be here. Then you would turn there real sharply, come up here, go around, then you would bounce off a diverter through the, probably coming back down here, in lane, back up into the pops, back down the drain. You don't have to have much to say. Thank you so much. Chloe the Great and Powerful tips 14 and writes, oh, whoa. Well, thank you very much, Chloe the Great and Powerful. That puts us now 7 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand, Joe. Do. We can take down that setting up stream sign, too, now that we've gotten a little bit of tips rolling in. Oh, we forgot to get the slime while we were down there. Okay. It's because we're going to want to mark where our spinner location is with the slime blocks. The slime blocks are a cool way that We can mark our progress. Mark our spinner. Slime blocks, da-da-dee. Okay, maybe we left the slime blocks up at the back box. Morning, Mr. Hardluck. Tommy says posted and announced the newsletter. Woo! I can go ahead and copy and paste that over to the YouTube chat too if they're curious what the newsletter looks like. Actually, what I should do is this week's newsletter. Oh, no, not in all caps. This week's newsletter now live. Let's not spell week wrong. And then we're going to make it pinned. Pin message. Pin in the message. Thank you, Tommy, for all your work. Hey, Corey, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Okay, so this is probably enough slime blocks for now to mark where the spinner's going to go. Can we just drop there? Oh, no, there's not a hole. There's a hole here. Bum, bum, ba-dun, dun, dun, dun. We can mark the spinner. Bum, bum, ba-dun, dun. So, we're going to probably have the spinner be... We want it to be high enough up here that you're not just, like... If you just kind of get the ball a little bit in the lane, you're not spinning it, right? But it looks cooler if it's at a slight angle. So we'll probably have the spinner like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably have it coming across like that. And we need a bed again. Need a bed again. Gonna sleep on HermitCraft. Okay. So let's look at the map here. Bum ba ba da bum 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 dee doo doo. So if I actually wanted to do this and have it look nice, I should center these ones. Yeah, that looks much nicer. Now, yeah, we're also going to want to put in some arrows. And I don't mean like rice, I mean like puntas de flecha. In order to indicate that, like, hey, this is... It's hard to do a triangle at an angle in pixel art. Oh my gosh, this is the absolute worst. I'm dying, Squirtle. Okay. That does not look like an arrowhead. Actually, if we had it come out like this much... This is just terrible. Hey, we did it. There's an arrow. Okay, of course I'm directly on top of it, so we can't see it anyway, but yeah. Well, right now we're only using them for their color toxic. But yeah, we'll keep that in mind for other Electrocourse related stuff. But right now getting the layout of the playfield is the top priority. So, yeah, let's okay, so we're going to have an arrow for this shot that leads to that. We're going to have bum 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 bum. An arrow for this shot. Okay. We're going to have an arrow for this shot as well. Well, this one might actually be more simple. No, what we'll probably end up doing is we'll angle it as well. It'll be angled just like the other ones. We want it to be pointed at the center of it, so we're going to actually bring that back. We're going to have little red lights above these as well. Okay. Okay, so for each of our shots, okay. So we'll have like the CHANDRA. DJ Sanborn Sand says, are you playing this just one layer or multi-level like Modern Machines? This is kind of an homage to Total Nuclear Annihilation and more classic games that are single level. I didn't want to take on the problems of ramps in my first attempt here. So I'm trying to design a single level layout, which is, it's got its own set of unique challenges versus a multi-level layout in order to keep it interesting. But I play a lot of single-level games in the Classics tournaments I go to. So, and I, partially because I was trying to design this to be single level, but partially because I really, I mean, I like the new games too. I like them a lot. But right now, I find I have my head wrapped around the single level games better. I do better in classics tournaments and whatnot in general. I feel like I brought some bones back in my duffel bag, maybe. No. But I have them in here. There's a bunch of bones back at the Elvira's House of Horrors, so we might be running back there real quick. But before we go anywhere, let's look at what we've got. Okay. So we've got the infrared rollover switches here. We've got the shot for pop bumpers. Let's replace that with lapis right now. Just for Hubble, we've got the UV target there. We've got the Chandra drop targets there, and we've got the gamma slime there. Okay. So let's go get the bone blocks. Bum, 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 bum. Where did I leave them? I had like a whole thing. I don't think I took them with me, but maybe I did. In which case, yeah. Oh, dang it. I grabbed them out of here. If I grabbed them out of here, where did I put them? Did I put them back in the bone block box so I'd be able to find them easily? Or did I leave them in another box? I definitely grabbed them and took them somewhere. Oh, Packatastic says, I think you moved into the back box. I think you're right, so we're going to go there next. Bum ba dum bum, bum ba dum bum, bum ba dum bum, bum bum. Okay. Okay, so let's go check. If we put them anywhere, we would have put them in this box. Yay, we did. Okay, great. Okay. That does not point where we need it to. Okay. We're gonna actually expand this to be the saucer here. So let's see, to make a, this circle would be basically like this. Now if this is a saucer instead of a scoop, then we eject the ball out that way. Okay. This does leave us with some underutilized elements or space on the playfield. And we're going to fill in those gaps too, just not at the moment. Okay. Okay, so now we picked that up. And we got a block in there that we have picked up. I got rid of that tall thing that I used to stand on over here, so now we can't stand on it. But looking out from here, which is arguably too low, I can at least kind of read the playfield. Let's get... yeah, DJ Sanborn said, well, heading out. Have a good day. Have fun with your daughter. Thank you. Oh, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. I got to make lunch for my daughter in about 7 minutes. So we're going to do last call for tips right now. We are currently we're currently $13 away from our third face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. So, if I am going to roll in here, and I don't want to work on these apron lines until I'm pretty sure I've got the width right, but I'm pretty sure I've got the width right already back up here. I feel like we're going to want this to come down even, no, with that one. Okay. And now we're out of leaves again. Which is fine, because we've got this box here, which we didn't put extra leaves in, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Let me go get some more leaves from... I think we had a bunch of extra leaves over here, too. Let me go check that. We had them, like, just in chests, not even in shulkers or whatever. 12 leaves. Ooh, but more bone meal. 14 leaves. 26 leaves. Okay, so not as many leaves as I wanted, but more bone meal than I thought I had. Oh, you know what? While we're over here, we can also go look at our linked... We can put our map back over in here and see how it looks. Yay, this is with the fancy coin door. Oh no, the sign got messed up a little bit in with the 120 update, but we can add stuff in the middle now that we couldn't before. We'll figure that out later. Actually, oh, these need to be on the other side. That's part of why that's messed up. Hey, Zhao Yan, thank you for tipping another 10. Zhao Yan, yeah, we have a lot left to do on this project. I'm going to be working on this through the end of the year is the current plan. But thank you for that 10. That puts us only 3 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. I appreciate it. Okay, we got 4 minutes left in the stream. We're just reviewing on the map here how this looks. We've got those lights. That light is going to have to be moved further out. That light's going to have to be angled differently. I think we might end up with... We might end up having to do something more interesting here that I'm not sure about. We might end up putting some targets or something along here as well. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with that. But yeah, we have some opportunities here to get creative. Okay. I didn't leave any extra leaves. Okay. Let's pull out these other maps real quick and do flyovers. Just to update. Oops. Accidentally reloaded the shaders. Do these maps even register these changes? They're kind of thin, so not entirely. It's fine. No, they don't. Might as well register some changes on this one as well, if there are any more. Need to go up here. See if we can... Oh, Cleo does not want to be disturbed right now, so we'll just fly well over her base. But I do want to just get this map a little bit updated. To better reflect how that looks. Anything over here wildly change? Cub fan join the game. Howdy, Cub. This part's new. For the most part, though, no, we're all good here. Okay. Well, it's a little disappointing that the playfield changes aren't going to be big enough to show up on the... I mean, this is just an outline. We haven't actually started doing the art for any of this, but I was really hoping that some of this stuff would show up. That's fine, though. On this smaller one, though, it does show up a little bit. Get kind of a core concept, at least. Okay. And it is now 10:30 when I... Dang it, I just dropped a controller on the microphone stand. Hopefully the filter cut that out for y'all so it wasn't super loud. Sorry if so. Okay. Let's put the big one on the top because I think it looks better. Okay. Core concept, though, we have made a good deal of progress sketching out what we want to do with this. I'm happy about the progress, and I'm ready to do more. It was a muffled thunk? Yeah. Yay. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up our stream here. I'm gonna find someplace safe-ish to log out, so I can go make lunch. Do. Yay, we have closed our little pinball. Oh, that one's closed. That one's messed up anyway. That's fine. Okay, so yeah. I don't know if Quinn is streaming. Let's go find out if Quinn is still working on new music. Doesn't look like Quinn is live today. Oh, that's right. Quinn had a video production thing to do. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap up here. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.